Rather, 10 times died in the surf, heralding the way to a new world, then stand idly on the shore. This quote by Florence Nightingale shows you how compassionate she truly is. She'd rather be halfway across the world, nursing soldiers in the midst of a war, rather than at home in the lap of luxury. Florence Nightingale was a nurse during the Crimean War from 1854 to 1855, and during her short time there, she managed to change the way the world viewed female nurses. Florence lived in England during the Victorian era, when much wasn't really expected of women. If a female could sing, dance, and play an instrument, she was considered accomplished. But Florence wasn't like this. She was smart, always hungry for knowledge, dedicated and stubborn. Fortunately for her, her parents supported her education, and as they were quite rich, they were able to provide her with a better education than most females of her time. At a young age, Florence discovered her love for nursing when she helped an injured dog recover. However, later on, when she requested her parents to attend a nursing school, they refused and instead wanted her to get married. Although her parents had clearly expressed their disapproval, Florence continued to learn everything about nursing that she could. And when she turned 29, she decided that she had had enough and went to a nursing school in Germany, Kaiserswerth. At Kaiserswerth, Florence not only learned everything about medicine and nursing that she possibly could get her hands on, but she also helped her friends and peers with subjects such as literacy and mathematics, as they hadn't had the thorough and high quality education that she had. After a few months at Kaiserswerth, Florence returned home and accepted a position at a women's hospital. Florence was such a talented nurse that within her first year there, she was offered a position as superintendent. Florence was simply delighted, but had to decline, as she believed she'd be of better help overseas in the Crimean War rather than at home at a women's hospital. So she contacted an old friend, Sidney Herbert, about this. As he happened to be the Secretary of War, he was able to grant Florence permission to assemble a team of female nurses and sail all the way to England's military hospital in Constantinople, which was located in Turkey. So that's exactly what Florence did. She assembled a team of 38 female nurses she believed to be capable to the task, and they sailed to England's military hospital in Turkey. When Florence and her team first arrived at the hospital, their help was rejected by the male doctors working there. But when soldiers started coming into the hospital at around 700 in a single day, their help could no longer be refused. They immediately got to work. Florence's organizational skills came in really handy. She made lists to keep track of things and used chalk on the patient's bed to track their health. In May of 1855, Florence contracted what was known as the Crimean fever and became as sick as the patients in the hospital. Even during this time, her intelligence was unwavering, and she continued her work. It was then that she created the Rose diagram, which helped show health officials how sanitization was truly important and how more deaths from the war resulted in illnesses and disease-related causes rather than actual battle wounds. Florence Nightingale went against the preset, unsaid rules of society and made an enormous impact on the lives of many. Throughout her life, she exhibited many paragon traits that made her such an adept nurse, one of which was her ability to adapt to new situations, just like that. At Kaiserswerth, the nursing school that she went to, Florence was quickly able to transition from a luxurious lifestyle to a frugal way of life. And at Scutari, the hospital that she worked in during the Crimean War, Florence immediately understood what was going on the minute her help was blatantly refused by the male doctors working there. She got on with her life without any help and changed that place for the better. Another trait that caused Florence to be able to achieve all that she did was her humility. Florence was an exceptional nurse and was good at many other things too, but she was always humble. At Scutari, the hospital during the Crimean War, when her help was refused, instead of fighting back or causing drama or going against the wishes of the male doctors, she focused on jobs such as laundry, sanitization, and other things that would still indirectly help the soldiers and people in the hospital. Apart from being compassionate, intelligent, humble, and everything good possible, Florence was also altruistic. She always put the needs of others before her own needs throughout her entire life and career. During her entire time during the Crimean War at the hospital, she was constantly working day and night to help the soldiers there. Even at night, she used to take a lamp and go around the hospital, making sure the soldiers were okay, thus causing her to be nicknamed the Lady with the Lamp. Throughout her entire career as a nurse, Florence implemented certain sanitary precautions she found to be really useful. The thing is, they're the same methods we use today amid the pandemic. Florence's work has been her key weapon in fighting COVID-19. The same basic principles and methods she used during her career as a nurse are being used today as our first line of defense, our main way of defense against coronavirus. When Florence was a nurse during the Crimean War, she didn't work in a hospital. She worked in a hospital that wasn't exactly the cleanest. The soldiers there were dying of disease, not wounds. Florence implemented certain sanitary measures, such as frequent hand washing, sterilizing surfaces, and proper ventilation, that really helped combat the illnesses that the soldiers were fighting. Florence Nightingale, a talented nurse who lived during the 1800s, paved the way for sanitization as we know it today. She went against society's beliefs and then changed those beliefs. Florence revolutionized the fields of medicine and nursing 200 years ago, and she still inspires people today.
Thank you for such a great speech, Gayatri. It's so interesting to see how Florence Nightingale's techniques back then are still relevant today. So do we have any questions from our judge?
I have only one question. Gayatri, where did you find all these beautiful pictures of Florence Nightingale? I was amazed that throughout my journey as a professional nurse, I did not see some of the pictures myself. So great job.
Thank you.